What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and we are back in the world of Minecraft, and we're starting something new. Something feels a little off here. Not quite sure why it feels like I'm so close, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm on a laptop now. FPS is good, more or less, so this is a new mod pack. This is a pack that is available on the FTB launcher. It is called the Golem Factory. And kind of the point of this mod pack is to kind of do some untraditional things. Specifically, don't use really any form of automation that involves utilizing pipes or anything along those lines, specifically hoppers and such like that. They want you to use golems, and I have to be honest, I've never actually used golems before. This was something completely new to me. And we're gonna kind of just see how things go. Now, this is the top of the factory floor. This is where you spawn. You get your starter kit right here from this, and then you have your Agrarian Skies like questing book. Now, in this book, there's a few different options. You have your shipments. This is where you basically make your quote unquote money. Now, in this game, Quicksilver is basically your liquid or your physical currency, however you want to look at it. I don't know, for some reason, I always think Quicksilver is liquid. So for me, it just, I don't know, it's like I'm getting little balls of money. But that's what you're trying to acquire. You're trying to acquire lots of it. So here's our first little quest, and it says, we want 64 iron ingots. We'll give you 15 Quicksilver for doing it. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that's great. I'm totally down. And so then you come down here, if you're like me, and you're like, wait a minute, I can't mine. I don't understand. What am I supposed to do? And you get a little frustrated, walk around trying to figure it out. Then, maybe you try and break some of these blocks and et cetera, et cetera. And then you realize, oh, okay, well, there's nothing here. This just is designed not to work this way. And you might play around a little bit more and figure it out. So what you want to do is you come back here to the quests book, and you want to click on shop. And shop here is where all of the resources are at. So basically, you end up buying resources. You can see right here, it costs 10 Quicksilver to get this resource. And then that's going to give us 64 iron. So since we do want to do this, it's going to cost us 10. If you'll remember, we sell it for 15. That means we make 5 profit per. We're going to go ahead and click Manual Submit and Claim Reward, and the Manual Submit and Claim Reward. Now, the reason we're doing it twice, and I discovered this yesterday after playing this, for those of you guys who watch my live stream, you'll realize we've already done part of this. The reason I'm restarting is twofold. One, Twitch decided it was a good idea to mute my video, or part of my video, for some strange reason, even though there wasn't any music in it. And the other reason is we made a few mistakes. Now, right up here is another redstone furnace. I find it kind of interesting that it's up here. You can't really move it. I mean, if I wrench that machine and take it off, I'm going to lose access to the power supply, because basically we don't have access to any power. So you pretty much have to just let it do its thing. Now, down here, you're going to see all these little blocks, and you'll be like, what the hell are these? Well, these are quest gate systems up here. You can see that's what that thing is. What these basically are is there's machines inside of these. So as you do quests and as you progress along in the game, you'll be able to upgrade. And these upgrades you can find, let me show you guys those real quick, down here in the factory upgrades. Whoops. How did I double click? Okay, here you go. So we have the shipment upgrade, the shipment upgrade 2, shipment upgrade 3. You have all of the different furnace upgrades. You've got the pulverizer upgrades, the induction furnace, magma crucibles, sawmills, etc., etc. And basically, and at the current time, this mod pack is, by the way, still in testing mode. So there's a lot that's going to be added to it. At the moment, I think the only things in it are Thaumcraft, thermal expansion. I think that's about it. I think there may be a couple other small mods. He will probably add more over time, but just with what he's got here, there's quite a bit to do. Now, in Agrarian Skies and things like that, you spend a lot of time breaking things, and your whole job is basically just to mine trees over and over and over again. And at least for me, that's kind of annoying, because you just basically have to sit here and punch wood for days. Well, this mod pack kind of takes a different approach, and your what do you call it, your cock block or your slowdown, so to speak, is processing time. You basically have to wait for all the things to process. And since we're talking about thermal expansion machines, they do take freaking forever. Absolutely freaking forever. Now, there are a few restrictions that I screwed up in my stream version of this. And we'll go over those here in just a second. All right, so there we go. That's our 32. We open up the book, right click, go to shipments, open, bam, and we do manual submit. And that gives us that. Takes our iron, we click claim reward, and we're given 15 more quicksilver here. So the restrictions are you are allowed to move chests like this, and I'm assuming I can do the machinist workbench too, which I think we're going to go ahead and move. We'll move it down here. Reason we're going to move everything down here is it's just a little bit more convenient. But the restrictions basically are the ones that I screwed up on yesterday. He doesn't want you setting up hoppers on machines. Now, these quest gates right here automatically set it up to where you can't put something on this top block here for whatever reason. The quest gate disappears, but it's still technically here because you can't place anything there. Also, another issue is you're not supposed to break these, obviously. Now, some people may not realize that, but don't break those because then you're breaking the game. He also doesn't want you to export out with the setups, because if you're exporting out, you're kind of breaking the game. Now that we've done this, we've opened up another shipment here. So now we need 8 iron helmets, 8 iron chest plates, 8 iron leggings, and 8 iron boots. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and purchase one more stack of iron here. Let's go ahead and click that open. We're going to actually do 2 stacks real quick, just to make sure we have plenty. That way we can fill both of these back up and have them run again. So we'll put you there. We'll take the iron out. Did that actually get in? There it goes. And then we'll run up here and do the same. So at least initially, I don't use the golems for much. Once we get the pulverizer set up, or once we start doing things a little bit longer, I definitely will. One of the problems with this machine right here is there's no way to access it from any of the sides. You can access it from the front, but I don't know if a golem is smart enough to be able to access it from the front, which is kind of a bummer. That means this one is basically unautomatable, if that's even a word, which means you basically have to run up there every single freaking time, which is kind of a pain in the ass. All right, so I think I can use this. Yes? Okay, it does look like we can. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so he also wanted, I believe it's 8 chests and 8 feet. So it's basically 8 of everything. I'm going to go ahead and click manual submit. That way it's going to clear our inventory out, make things a little bit easier for us. And then we're going to run over here real fast and drop that in there. It gives us a little bit more ingots to work with. Not a whole lot, but some. We'll put that back in there. And then we need to just break that, which is going to give us the boots. Now, I would just shift-click these and drop them all out, but unfortunately, that would make more than we need. That's 5, 6, 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we don't need any more of those. And then we just need to fill this in like this for the shirts. We'll go ahead and manually claim this real quick. Manual submit. And then we just need the boots as well. Or not the boots, the pants. The panties. Oh, panties. And I'm not sure if we're going to have enough iron ore with all of these. We may have to do another purchase. Obviously, as you progress your way up through these different wards, you're going to make more and more quicksilver. So your profits are going to kind of go up a little bit. And kind of something that I just noticed that does kind of scare me a little bit. There's no way, at least initially, for you to like grow your own food. So be careful in how you do things. You don't want to just sprint around all over the place like I've been doing, because then you can go through your food pretty quick. And then I do believe there are ways for you to purchase food from the store, but you do have to purchase it. So let's go double check that to make sure. I'm pretty sure there's food in here. Yeah, there's your little food meat steaks or whatever you want to call them. You can see it is 10 quicksilver though. 10 quicksilver for 5. So kind of go easy on those. Maybe me sprinting around is probably not the smartest of choices. Go figure though. Me not making some of the smartest choices. It is going to look like we are going to be out, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase one more block of iron, just so we can split this up. And we'll just do that. I'll run this back over here real quick. The key thing here is, in a minute, we're going to upgrade, and we're going to upgrade our factory, and we're going to gain access to a pulverizer. So I want to make sure that we don't waste too much iron, because obviously once we get access to the pulverizer, you run into the ability to duplicate ores, which obviously is far superior to not duplicating ores. But at the same time, you know, you got to make sure you get it. You don't want to waste time, you know, waiting on the ingots, but at the same time, you don't want to burn through money that you could have doubled. So, all right, so we just need to click that, and then we put the panties on, and now we just need a few more of these. It's 876, so we just need 6 more panties. Let's go ahead and accept that with the shipments, and manual submit. There we go. Almost there. Now, I don't recall how much this gives. I do believe it's fairly substantial. And we'll showcase that here in a second. Unlike the other unlock or the other achievement or quest or whatever you want to talk about or whatever you want to call it, this one I believe gives us a chest. So you're going to end up with a lot of these chests, and at least initially you may be like, why so many damn chests? Well, later on with the number of golems, especially since golems seem to have a range of around 16 blocks, you're going to kind of need these chests for storage and for transfers, because you're going to want the little dudes to move around and go from point A to point B, etc., etc., and it's just a little bit easier if you've got a chest at the midway point, and then it's not so bad. All right, so we need 2 more pairs of panties, and then we have this. How's this complete? Yeah. I don't think that's enough. I know that's enough for 1. We'll just go ahead and put that. Well, actually, it may be enough for 2. Oh, perfect. Achievement unlocked. All right, so let's go ahead and manual submit. We're going to claim our reward, and then we end up with 2 things. Now, I believe the strong boxes are fixed, and what I mean by that is you always get the same strong box every time. So you can see we've got a lot of quicksilver here. Unfortunately, there is no inventory tweaks, so we'll use the vanilla method to move everything over. That's a stack and 3/4, roughly. And then we have our reward bag. Now, the reward bags, very similar to Agrarian Skies, do seem to be randomized. Did I just actually get nothing? I got nothing. Here's your reward, punch in the nuts. Thank you so much. Dick bag. Outstanding. That's exactly what I wanted for Christmas. A big old bag of nothing, asshole. Thank you so much. All right, so one of our key things, oh, and we can move now to this setup, which significantly more stuff. Now, you also notice that the armor shipment is no longer capable of being done. So it does say 3 days, 17 hours, or well, it did say 3 days, now it's 2 days, 17 hours. This will update periodically. It is Minecraft days, not real life days, so don't worry, you know, you're not going to actually be sitting there. That's about 30 minutes. No, it's 10-minute day-night cycles, so 3 days would be, it's an hour. So it's an hour before you can get back to that one. Now, factory upgrades, this is where we want to get to so we can speed our stuff up. And you can see right here for the pulverizer, we need 180. Now, 180 is 60 times 3. That's a pretty decent amount of stuff. So we are just going to go ahead and go to the shop. I had forgotten about that setup. We're going to go to the shop and we're going to buy 3 of these. Well, we're just going to stick with 2 for now, actually, now that I think about it. I'm going to throw all of these receipts in here. I keep my receipts. I don't know if that's smart or not. I don't know if maybe like later on there's a quest for receipts or some shit. It's possible, but I'm not going to worry about it. You also notice it's night outside. As far as I know, everything in here is lit up to the point that you're not going to have to worry about fighting to survive, which is kind of a nice benefit because, you know, survival would kind of suck considering, you know, you're basically butt-ass naked and there's no way to buy wood. At least not yet. Later on in some of the advanced things, you'll get it. All right, so we are going to go ahead. Is that a way to clear it? Yes, it is. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put you in there. And basically, let's go ahead and look at these real quick. So the items that we need for this next part, go to shipments, open it up. So for this, we need 4 shears, 4 buckets, 4 mine carts, 4 anvils, and 4 drums. So let's start off with the easy and work our way up. So we need 4 shears. So let's do shears. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 buckets. We'll put that up there. That was in there, right? I'm pretty sure. God dang it. Let's make sure. Yeah, 4 buckets. All right, so 4 buckets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe mine cards, aren't they just like that? Yep. So we need 4 mine cards. 1, 2, 3. And again, I so want to shift left click that just to instantly complete it, but unfortunately we would end up with far more than we need. Finally, we need some, well, not finally, we still got 2 more to go. We need 64 iron bars, which I believe is going to be 4 of these. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and just barely 4. So now we are 100% out of iron. So let's go ahead and manually submit this. Bam. And all we need now is an anvil and drum. Now drums aren't so bad. Anvils are a little bit more complicated. We are going to need some more iron, unfortunately. This is just simply not going to be enough. So let's go ahead and do, let's buy 2 more stacks just to be sure. And while we're doing this, since we're waiting on it, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to utilize, okay, let's break this out, utilize the golems in a kind of a proper way. All right, so we're going to pull this stuff out because we are going to utilize this chest. And this chest is going to be the first one that we're going to utilize. So let's see. This is the first furnace that we're going to use. So we're going to set this up. So this is block 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's about 16 blocks. So we're going to put him right here. It's still not quite as close as I would like, but it will do. So we're going to put you here, and we're going to take our golem. Now we only have 2 golems. We only have 2 golems. So, and unfortunately, each golem only does one thing, really, at the moment, which also kind of blows. But this will save us at least a couple feet of walking. So what we want to do is, first off, we want to open this up. Let's go ahead and reset it, and then we want to just do the right side as an output. So we want basically the right side to be where the stuff is going to be coming out. So we are going to go ahead and shift right click on the side here. Well, I guess we'll just right click. There we go. That deploys him. And he's basically linked to this thing now. And then we want to do empty because we want to be taking iron ingots out of here and putting them in that chest over there. So we're going to put the animation core in. You can see he's picked up the ingot automatically. Now I could tell him, in fact we will, because I on the off chance I don't want him to do it the wrong way. So we're going to open up his inventory and we're going to put iron ingots in there. And that'll keep him going. So then we right click on him. You can see he's already accessed to that because that's the one we shift right clicked on. And then we're going to right click on this. And if it works and it's not too far away, yep, you're going to see he's going to run all the way over here and he's going to put that in. And that's nice. That's pretty cool. That's very helpful. We don't really have to worry about it. The only problem with it is he can only carry 1 at a time, which means he's slow. Now with this one right here, we're going to set this box significantly closer because, well, actually we're not going to put it here. We're going to set it significantly closer because obviously we want them to move much better. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this one right here, and then I'm going to open this inventory up, and we're going to set this to blue. Then we're going to set our other little golem up. We're going to shift right click on the blue side. Actually, sorry, right click on the blue side. That spawns him. And we say fill. We want you to fill this up. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want me to fill? We're going to right click on him so you can see he's wanting to fill that up. We're going to left click on this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a stack in there. Now he may be smart enough to pick them up on his own. Doesn't look like he is. We're going to go ahead and drop that in there. And then we want to unclick precise amount because we don't want him to only pick up 1 or only pick up 64. Now granted, at this point in time, like I said, these little guys can only pick up 1 at a time, so it doesn't really matter how many they do. But you can see it's kind of a pain. So now that this guy's running back and forth, that's all well and good. But again, he's slow. He's really, really slow. And he only picks up 1 at a time. You can see we're kind of backing up. So we may want to look in, we may want to look in getting other golems. Now, more straw golems are 20 apiece. Now, if we also need the empty ability. So empty is also going to be 30. So it's basically 50 to get us another one of those. Now, you may be tempted to just put a chest here, but unfortunately that is technically violating the spirit of the mod pack, so to speak. The whole point of this is to either do it yourself manually or have your minions do it. I mean, it is called Golem Factory for a reason. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to take that out. We're no longer going to worry about this one up here, mainly because it's just so far away. It'll take us a long time, and honestly, it really doesn't matter. We don't need it. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to set this guy up, and we're going to put this in there now. Now, I could save this guy a little bit of time by moving the chest from there to right here and doing a packaging system. And that might be a little bit smarter because then he'll be dumping a lot quicker. So I think we are going to do that for now, just because we want a little bit quicker turnaround. Once we get our pulverizer, we'll have to change things up. So we're going to set this, we want the chest right here, so we're going to set that right there. And then we're going to come over here, and I'm going to left click on this guy, shift left click, and that'll break him. Doesn't hurt him, it just puts him back inside. And now that we have the strongbox set up, we're going to come back over here, take strongbox, and we'll put the strongbox right here. Now, I don't believe this can access the inventory. It'd be really nice if it could. Can it? No. All right, so he's still loading up. So we're going to right-click there, and then we're going to go ahead and give him the empty, and then we're going to go ahead and right-click on him, and then we're just going to click right there. And you're going to notice he's going to do it a lot faster. Unfortunately, we're now going to have to listen to that noise 24/7, which is kind of ironic, because this one doesn't do it. And I kind of went, what the hell was that? Did you guys see that? What was that? That was huge. Okay, I'm a little concerned now. A little concerned. But you can see that now that we've gotten rid of the distance, so to speak, this is significantly quicker. Unfortunately, we do now have this very annoying clicking noise, which I have a feeling is probably going to drive me crazy. So for the duration of this, I'm going to go ahead and turn sound off. That'll save us the sound of rain. It's going to save us the sound of a lot of stuff, and we won't be driven nuts by that. Okay, so at this point, we need to make some anvils. So we're going to go ahead and put all of this iron in here, and then I'm just going to do right there. Now, anvils require 3 iron blocks each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough for 4. So we're going to go ahead and clear. And then we're going to just drag those right across, leave that here, and then we're going to go bam, bam, bam. So now we have our anvils. This, unlike the other thing, I should be able to shift click and get all 4 anvils. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so now we need drums. We need 4 drums. Now, if I remember right, I think the recipe, if I recall, is like that. Yeah. I think we need 2 of those. Yep, 1 for the top and 1 for the bottom. So we need to make 4 of these, which means we need 8 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wowzers. Okay, and so then the next part is we need cauldrons. Cauldrons are pretty easy to make if you're familiar with cauldrons. So we'll just drag this all the way around, and you can see we have enough for 1, but we don't have enough for more. So let's check our little guy here. Thankfully, Peter's been working hard. Let's come over here and make sure we still have iron processing. We do. How are we doing over here in the chest? We're down to 1. So we're going to need to be careful. We're probably going to be running out of iron here soon, but that's fine as long as we manage to complete this. It won't be that big of a deal. All right, so now that we've gotten all the prereq materials we need, we put that in like that, and we have our drum. We have our drum. Now the question is, do we have enough to complete all of them? So let's go ahead and fire this off. We have 3. So we are 4 iron ingots short, which we should easily have in here now. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Bam. So now we have the last couple components. So let's open this up real quick, and unfortunately you guys won't hear the pretty little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. But I'm saving you the, you know, the open and close. All right, so let's do manual submit. That gives us another strongbox and another goodie bag. So let's see what we get in our strongbox first off. It's probably going to be an epic amount of quicksilver, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. So let's go ahead and vanilla our way through there. There we go. I'm going to pick this back up again because why not? And this is our reward bag. Let's go ahead and open it up. And we have a golem upgrade earth. Hold shift for more info. Improve strength. So I believe this might turn one of our straw golems into an earth golem. So let's look. We do have our thumb and omicron on us. And again, like I said, I don't know anything about Thaumcraft golems because I just never messed with them. So we have all of our little Golemancer bell thingies. These are all the golems over here. And we have an earth golem. This upgrade will increase the amount of items your golem can carry at a time. Each upgrade increases the limit by between 4 and 16, depending on the golem's base carry limit. It also increases its physical damage and how quickly it harvests materials or performs tasks, dependent on brute strength. Specific golem cores might benefit from this upgrade in other ways, so you might want to check if additional pages were added to the entry. Alright, so if I'm reading this right, this is basically going to make Jebediah here carry more stuff. Now, at the moment, we don't really have a need for that yet. And the reason I say we don't have a need for it yet is because we're just storing things right here. With these two guys moving here, he's putting in instantaneously, he's pulling out instantaneously, and I'm going to stop this for now. And we don't really have that big of a deal. Now, you guys will remember, we have 180 needed for the pulverizer. 180 needed for the pulverizer. Not only that, oh, we don't have that yet. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do the pulverizer then. Thought there was going to be another upgrade, but I guess we're not quite there yet. So this is going to unlock 2 more quests elsewhere. I believe one of them is in factory and one of them is in special. This does require 180. Once again, 180 is 3 stacks. We have plenty of that. I'm going to go ahead and do manual submit and then claim reward. You're going to see we still have a decent amount, but our pulverizer has opened up here. Yay. All right, so we do have a bit of a quandary here, so to speak, because now we're getting stuff. You know, he's fine. Jebediah, he can keep doing what he does. Well, actually, no, he can't because we're going to have to change him up too. So I think we're just going to break, whoops, we're going to break all of our golems and we're going to redo. And the reason we're redoing is, well, it'll kind of become obvious here in a second, but we don't want to be grinding or cooking ores manually anymore because it's just a waste of time. So hopefully this is the, whoops, hopefully this is the right chest. Should be empty. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's get our first golem here, our first buddy. We're going to right-click there. And is this fill or... That's fill. So we want fill to fill. So we're going to go ahead and right-click here. And then we're just going to left-click here. And now we actually, no. We'll put you right there. Let's go ahead and unclick that. There we go. So you can see now he's only pulling from this side. You want to be careful because if I set it over here, he's going to actually jump up here, over here, grab it, jump up here, over here, and put it back. And we don't want that. That's bad. All right, so we've already got some iron. We're going to go ahead and tell him that's what we want him to pick up. We're going to say, don't worry about the amount. And then we're going to click on here, and we're going to put that in there. So what he's going to basically do as soon as we click blue here is he's going to just, again, start putting in. Now, the problem we're going to run into with that is we don't need that shit over there. We need this shit over here. And getting it over here is going to be a bitch. Well, we kind of lucked out because normally you have to deal with all of the other stuff and it gets really, really annoying. Well, we got lucky and we got the earth core. Now, I don't know how badass the earth core is going to make our little mamma jamma, but we're going to find out. So we're going to go ahead and right click here. And it's possible this may be a mistake. It's possible that we may only be able to put this in him one time, and that if we break him again, we lose it, in which case it might have been better to wait for one of the upgraded golems. But honestly, I'm just not really worried about it at the moment. Okay, so we've got all that coming in here. I am going to set this up for now as a blue here. And the reason why is it's just a little bit easier for us to access that. So let's give him his empty core, and then we're just going to tell him we want him to come over. Well, actually, I probably should give him the upgrade, right? If it'll let me. And it did. So hopefully he's carrying more than one thing. We'll find out here in a second. And then I'm just going to right click here. And he should... Oh God, what did I just do? Oh no. No. Gotta click on the golem first. There we go. My bad, buddy. My bad. Didn't mean to confuse you there. All right, so we click on him. You can see he's already accessed there. And now we're going to come over here and click on this. And he should come running. All right, let's see how many he puts in. 1. Okay. I just put an earth core in you, you little bastard. You better be grabbing more than 1. I'm going to kill you. If it's 1 again, he dies. I'm just going to straight up fucking jack his ass. There we go. So now that looked like he picked up 4. We'll see here in just a second when he comes back. We'll give it just a second. See if it's 5, that's going to be great. It's 5. He's carrying 5 at a time. That's amazing. That's amazing. So the problem we have now is, I mean, obviously we've moved over here. The minor issue is I actually have to, click it like that, which is a minor annoyance. Now, our next quest, and like I said, this should have opened up 2. So under special requests, we're going to have Arabian candles now. Now, this one right here is very cheap. I am going to go ahead and process this real quick so I can show you guys. This is a cool job. Let me set this down right here. You end up with tallow blocks and wool. Now, tallow blocks are pretty easy. Just click here, and it gives you this stuff. The only problem with this stuff is it gives you a ton of it. A ton of it. So you can see we've completely filled up this chest up here. Now, to make these candles, we now have to take the wool and we have to grind it in the pulverizer. Well, unfortunately, our pulverizer is currently busy, so we're going to have to wait a little while until Phil and Jimmy here get done with their job. So let's go take a look at shipments, and let's see what else we can do here. Under shipments, we now have the robust cogs. Now you're going to be like, well, wait a minute. We don't have any of these. Well, that's not a problem. We can get those. So what we want to do now is we want to come over here to the shop, and I need to make sure we've still got plenty of money. Oh, we do. We're fine. All right, so we're going to come over here to the shop, and we're going to open it up, and we need the alloy pack. Now, the alloy pack here, this is going to give us the copper, tin, and nickel we need. Again, the problem we're going to run into, though, is just simply processing speed. Processing speed is going to take quite a while. So we're going to go ahead and manually submit this again. It is 50, which not too bad, not too bad. And we're going to set this one right here, and you're going to see we get 1 tin and 1 copper and 1 ferrous. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to store that for now, and then I guess we'll put that in there as well. I'm going to hang on to the food. We're going to go ahead and pop that real quick. That ought to fill us up just about. Why'd you stop moving? Why you stop moving, bro? Oh, he can't because the other inventory is not full. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grind up. I guess we'll do copper first. Now, I wish we could have more than just these in here. That is going to make it a little annoying because we can't, with one golem, we're not going to be able to tell it, okay, I want you to grab these 5 things. You know, this one can only do 2. I'm hoping that later golems will have the options to carry more things, but unfortunately, not sure if that's possible. Not sure if that's possible. We are going to need these 30 ingots to make the 20 cogs each, because each of these cogs here in the shipments aisle, right here, we have to make 40 gears. So 40 gears is actually 40 iron, because you have to have the iron ingot in the middle. Unfortunately, we only have 30 iron. So that means we're going to have to go back to the shop, and we're going to have to buy some more iron, because otherwise we're just going to end up sitting here doing nothing. So let's go ahead and open up the shop again. Boom, and then boom, and let's buy 1 more stack of iron. There we go. Now make sure, no matter what you do, that you give yourself at least enough money to buy another stack of iron. That way, if you screw up and buy something wrong, you can always go back and do the iron quest. It is possible with a little bit of stupidity and a little not paying attention, which is very easy for me and possibly other people like me. You can completely and utterly screw yourself if you're not careful. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that, because otherwise it's going to get pretty nasty. All right, so let's store our receipts here. And there we go. You can see we've already bought 10 packages of iron. You can kind of see the rest of them. With all these filing cabinets, you know, you'll be able to store all your receipts and kind of see what you can do. And I'm sure there'll be a challenge or a speed run to see who can do it the cheapest with the least number of purchases and screw-ups, et cetera, et cetera. So, but this is our introductory episode to the Golem Factory on FTB. If you guys would like to play this mod, you can access it by opening up FTB, going to third-party launchers, click on mod pack codes, and then type in capitalism, and that will give you access to this. It is a very cool mod as long as you can abide by the little rules and restrictions. And I think we're going to cover this over the next couple of weeks and see what we end up with. So anyways, if you watch this video on YouTube and you liked it, make sure you slap that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.